First and foremost, we would like to extend to each and every one of you our deepest appreciation for the co-creation of this interaction, this day of your time. Each and every time you allow our civilization to experience any one of you or all of you together, you give us a new perspective of creation for which we thank you, because it expands our understanding of all the things that all that is can be. We would like to return the gift by sharing with you the information in the following way, that we would entitle Flipping the Switch. What we mean by this is as follows. Many of you have now begun to understand the concept that you have called parallel reality. We have often used the analogy of your own television sets to illustrate the point that many, an infinite number of parallel realities coexist in a sense, side by side with yours. Universes in what you call a collective multiverse, each of which is discrete, distinct, its own reality, but operates on a different frequency so that you do not necessarily perceive it directly from your reality, and vice versa. The television analogy holds up in the sense that you know that when you're watching one of your programs, at any given moment, there are any number of other programs you could be watching that all exist at the same time, but the only reason you do not see them is because they are not on the frequency that you are watching. But when you change the channel, you get a different program, which is representative of a different frequency and representative of a different reality. The one that you were watching a moment ago hasn't ceased to exist. You know it's still there, it still exists at the same time as the program you're watching now. But because it exists now on a channel you're no longer on, because it exists in a different frequency domain, you no longer perceive it. Your senses are attuned to the channel that you have tuned to. So it is with the idea of what you call the experience of physical reality. It is really just an issue of different frequencies in your consciousness, different vibrations that create what it is you perceive reality to be. Because that all is going on in your consciousness. And that is all reality actually is your perceptions in your consciousness. There is no real physical reality, in a sense, outside of you. In fact, there actually is no outside at all. That's an illusion. What is real is the experience of the reality. That's what's real. The reality itself is just a reflection within your consciousness that gives you an opportunity to have a relationship with creation from a specific point of view. Now, the idea is, again, that there are obviously an infinite number of specific points of view, and you call each and every one of these specific points of view an entirely different parallel reality. And they are distinctly, in the same way you consider your reality to be real, they are just as real, or more importantly and more precisely, they are just as experiential, just as experientially real as the reality you are experiencing right now. In fact, what you think of as a reality that you are experiencing right now, in fact, is an infinite number of parallel realities actually all going on at the same time that you experience in or from the perspective you call succession or linearity or continuity. This is also an illusion. But speaking from a linear perspective, to use your linear terminology, you are experiencing every single moment. You are shifting every single moment from parallel reality to parallel reality. In fact, the very experience of motion itself, what you call the experience of movement in space-time, is actually the experience of shifting from parallel reality to parallel reality, because each and every distinct and discrete parallel reality is actually motionless, like a frame of film. There is no motion going on in any singular frame of film. In order to create the continuity or the illusion of motion, you have to run the frames past the projector, past the lens, past the light, and project them in sequence on a screen at a certain rate to create the illusion of motion. Again, physical reality is structured that way. So the idea is that when you make any movement at all, even this, or this, That involves literally shifting through billions, yes, billions of parallel realities. Because this is one, 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 this is one. And there are actually billions in between. You shift through billions of parallel realities every second so rapidly, so smoothly, you actually think you're experiencing one continuously smooth, flowing, single reality, and you're not. So the idea to understand from this is that you are very much like a movie. You are literally living your own movie frame by frame by frame by frame. And the only reason you don't know, the only reason you can't tell that easily that you're actually shifting from one parallel reality to another billions of times a second is because the parallel realities you choose to shift to are so similar to the one you were just in, you barely notice that you've actually shifted to an entirely different universe. So the point is, you don't have to learn how to shift to another parallel reality. You're already doing it. The point is that you don't have to in any way, shape, or form learn how to shift immediately or faster than you're already shifting, because you're already shifting as fast as you can. The point is, if you want to be able to tell that you're shifting, all you need to do, since you're already shifting as fast as you can, since you're already shifting totally from one universe to the other, all you have to do is create a greater degree of difference between this parallel reality and the next one so that you will notice that you're shifting. The greater degree of difference you create in the next parallel reality moment, the more it will be revealed to you, the more obvious it will be to you that you are shifting instantaneously and totally all the time. So what we are talking about working on here today with the concept of flipping the switch and using the concept of your shifting through parallel realities to get a better bead on the idea, a more precise understanding of the idea of manifesting the parallel reality you prefer, is to focus on the idea of creating a greater degree of difference than you normally do, so that you will be able to feel the shift, to see the shift, to perceive the shift more viscerally, more concretely. And the idea, thus then, is to allow yourself the opportunity to let go of the definitions that you have been brought up to believe are necessary for the labeling and defining and designing of the parallel realities that you do already automatically experience, so that you can design, in a sense, the parallel reality that is more in alignment with the parallel realities or sequence of parallel realities that you prefer, that are more representative of your true nature, your true core frequency, your true natural self, your true vibration. So, the idea, and one way to do this, is to create, which we will do now with you, a particular kind of permission slip. And for those that are not familiar with that idea, all we are saying is any tool, any ritual, any technique is simply a permission slip designed to match the frequency of your specific belief system in such a manner as to allow you to allow yourself to give yourself permission to be more of who you are. It's simply, in a sense, a trigger that allows you to shift in the way you prefer to. The shifting is never actually done by the ritual, by the tool, or by the technique. It's simply something that matches your belief system so well that you think it's actually changing you. All it's doing is allowing you to relax your stronghold on one particular set of beliefs and relax them enough so that you're finally willing to give yourself permission to change in ways you say are more representative of your true natural self. So that's why we call any such technique, including the one we are about to deliver, simply a permission slip. And it doesn't matter for you, in a sense, whatever the permission slip is. Every permission slip that you believe will work for you will work for you. The idea is that you have an imagination, which is the conduit of communication between your physical mind and your higher mind, and through that conduit comes the communication from higher mind through the brain to the physical mind, and from the physical mind back through the brain to the higher mind. The imagination is the conduit of that communication. And by using that imagination, and specifically in this technique through the idea you call visualization, will we thus then design together here today a specific permission slip that takes advantage of your visualization capabilities, your imagination capabilities, your communication with higher self capabilities, to create a permission slip that you can use anywhere, anytime, and at the same time, allow you to remember the most important thing, which is, if at any time your imagination decides to change the way in which you use this or any other permission slip, any other tool, technique, or ritual, then trust your own imagination, because your own imagination is keyed to your specific vibration. So be flexible enough when you allow yourself to use any tool, technique, ritual, permission slip, to be flexible enough to allow your imagination to alter it, change it, and adapt it in whatever way, shape, or form feels correct for you, because it is keyed to your vibration, and it's taking its cue from your vibration. And as you change your vibration, change your frequency, different permission slips, different rituals, different techniques, different tools will work better for you than the ones you used to use. So go with the flow. That's the natural thing to do, and trust that your imagination will automatically provide exactly what kind of alteration or adaptation is correct for you. And trust that the synchronicity in your life will lead you to whatever information you need, and when you find yourself attracted to it, you are attracted to it for the reason that at that moment it will work best for you. And if you change your mind in the next moment, that's all right too. So, with that caveat in place, allow us to begin to explain, before we actually do the exercise, what is going on in this flipping the switch visualization technique. What we are doing here is taking advantage of the fact that your physical mind has a great capacity, and yes, I know some of you say, I can't visualize. I believe you have a perfect word in your language as a response to that statement: hogwash. You all visualize, you just may not think you visualize in the way you are supposed to, but the way you visualize is fine. And when you stop trying too hard to visualize, you find that you will visualize just fine. So again, in whatever way, shape, or form your own imagination chooses to alter what it is we are about to suggest, just go with the flow, let it happen whatever the natural way is for you. Don't think that you're doing something wrong because you're not doing it exactly as we describe it. You are immersed in this frequency, you are immersed in this communication with us, you are immersed in this exchange with us, you are immersed in our vibration, and yours as well, and the vibration of your own higher self. That's the most important thing. Let it come to you in the way that works best for you. Don't be too insistent that it must happen in the way we're describing it. The way we are describing it is just a structure, just a framework, just a tool, just a symbol, just a representation. Deal? All right. So, nevertheless, Your physical mind has great capacity to visualize, to imagine, to see pictures, to imagine scenarios. The idea is, here's the first thing to remember. We understand this may seem a little bit contradictory to what will follow, but this is the most important thing to remember. Whatever it is that your physical mind is capable of conjuring up as a visualization or an image of what to you represents an ideal life, an ideal circumstance, an ideal situation, is just a symbol, just a representation. Very often, many humans on your planet are raised with the idea that, and especially nowadays in what you call your New Age metaphysical awareness, you become fixated on the idea that what you picture has to become literally manifested exactly as you pictured it. No. The idea is this. The thing you visualize that is your representation, your symbol of that ideal reality serves one basic function: to get you in the proper state that is represented by that picture. Because circumstances and physical reality situations are just illusionary and don't really carry substance. It is the state of being that is the real reality, that is the real experience. And it is the state of being that really matters. It is the state of being that really matters, that manifests materiality, a material experience. The circumstances of how that manifests in that sense are not to be insisted upon as being just one way. Why? I'll tell you. Thank you. Your physical mind, while capable of having this visualization, is not fully capable of knowing how things could actually best happen. It's not designed to know how things will happen. The physical mind is only designed to know what's happening experientially. It is not designed to know how things will happen. Now you may say, but I can conceive of how things might happen. I can conceive in my imagination of images of things happening that haven't happened yet. No, not really. What you are experiencing when you conceive or imagine that idea is actually coming from the higher mind. That's part of the communication from the higher mind. The higher mind conceives. The physical brain receives. The physical mind perceives. That's how it works. The physical mind has never had an idea. Never. It is not the place where ideas are born. Ideas, concepts, imaginings come from the higher mind. But you see, the idea is that the physical mind and the higher mind must work together in concert in a balanced way for you to actually be considered a whole person. When you just think that the physical mind is supposed to do all the work and think of everything, you're actually only functioning as half a mind. Perhaps what some of you on your planet call a half-wit. The idea thus then is that you want to be whole-witted. And so you must allow for communication to occur, balance to occur, and sharing to occur with the higher mind in order to be functional as a whole person. So when we talk in this exercise about the idea of you visualizing an ideal reality, understand what's happening is the higher mind is conceiving that, sending it to the physical brain, which is then allowing the physical mind to perceive an image. But it isn't conceiving of the image. It's only perceiving an image. And more importantly, it's only perceiving an image that the physical mind is capable of interpreting as relevant. There may actually be more information in that image than you're actually capable of perceiving with the physical mind that is coming from the higher mind. And that's why it's so important that when you get that picture and you visualize something that you prefer or desire, that you not insist that it must come to truth the way you have exactly seen it. Because you may only, as a physical mind, be seeing half the picture. There may be far greater ways the higher mind can actually bring you the reality in a different format that is actually representative of the state of being of that reality, of the vibration you prefer in that reality, that you may not be capable as a physical mind of conceiving of, but can experience in physical reality when it's brought to you, when you manifest it. Because you can only experience it through the manifestation in physical reality. You cannot experience the totality of what that image represents when it's simply raw data coming from the higher mind. So that's why you need to relax the idea and relax your insistence that what you picture must come true, literally, specifically, as you have pictured it. Thus then, when you relax that insistence, while it may be possible and maybe even highly probable that exactly what you saw is exactly what will happen, maybe, if you actually limit it to that picture, you could actually be preventing it from manifesting in a way that is even greater than you imagined with your physical mind. And why would you want to do that? Why would you want to limit it to simply what your physical mind is capable of thinking of or perceiving per se? Allow the higher mind to bring it to you in the way that is truly most joyful, truly most loving, truly most exciting, truly most creative, while at the same time simply using the visualization capabilities of your physical mind to get into the proper state represented by the picture, the proper state that will allow you the capability of being open enough to receive the actual fullness of the manifestation that your higher mind is sending you. Does this make sense to you? Yes. Does this make sense to you? Yes. All right. Now, here's the